We recording.
We good? All right, here we go, man. Hanging with Beatdrop podcast, episode 71. Thank you for always reminding me, bro. I appreciate
70
you.
fucking one.
Shout out to my cousin Kev, Roger Roach in the building.
Roger
and
Roach.
we got a special guest, man. We got 818 grown, you know what I'm saying?
818 is in here, baby.
Yeah.
We got DJ Inferno.
Man, you know how to come through and kick it with Beatdrop one
Yeah,
time.
I like that. I like
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Represent the
Oh, you got a
818.
phone call, bro. You busy, dog.
Oh,
Look,
shit.
I don't stay busy,
Ecto
dog.
1 can wait, bro.
Oh, shit. What's good, bro? How you
Shout out
feeling?
to Ecto 1.
Yeah.
Man, I'm feeling great, bro. Blessed. Happy to be here today. I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too, man. So, when I hit you on the text and you were like, "Yeah, I'm down," I was excited, man, because we were talking a lot of like just memories of the 818. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like, I was just feeling happy, man, just to kind of know your story, man. Especially that you're from the 818, and that's such a big deal. You know what I mean? Because you know, like a lot of people don't know about like the 818. They don't know about like fucking any like Van Nuys or Lita and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They just know about like Burbank and Glendale at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
so let's start from the jump, man. I want to kind of like see like where you're from, you know what I mean, what got you into DJing, and
For sure.
we'll glide from there, bro.
For sure, man. Well, I'm originally from the Valley, San Fernando Valley area, born and raised. Actually, I was born in LA, and then my family moved to Panorama City area.
Okay.
Around then, I lived there up until I was like a teenager, and then moved to North Hills.
Oh, okay.
No
Yeah.
hills.
North Hills.
North Hills. And then and then you went to Kennedy High School, right?
Kennedy High School.
Kennedy High School.
Kruger,
You're
baby.
talking about you went to Monroe and all that.
Yeah.
Were you DJing already before that, or you started in high school and shit?
You know what, man? When I was going to Monroe, I was, like we were saying earlier, I was just around bad energy and bad,
Yeah.
vibes over there. And I had told my parents it's time for me to change different schools. So when I went to Kennedy, that's when my whole life changed.
Yeah.
Like just being around certain people, certain energies, different ethnicities, like that whole thing just changed my life. And I think if I didn't go to Kennedy,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't be the same dude today, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, man, I went there, and yeah, man, as a kid, I started DJing in middle school, actually.
Oh, okay,
shit.
okay.
I started DJing in middle school. My father had a pair of turntables in the living room.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he had a pair of turntables in the living room, and I would always wonder, like, what the fuck is that? Like, what are these fucking UFO crazy platters chilling in the living room and shit? And I would always go, and when they weren't home, I would fuck with them. Like, I'd fuck with these crazy things. Like, I've always been a music kid. I've always loved music. Like, I've always had a passion for music, even as a young-ass kid.
Yeah.
And, I would be playing records. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was, like, fucking up his whole setup and shit. I'd be grounded and shit for touching his DJ equipment. And, yeah, man, just, after doing it, even though I would be getting grounded, my father was playing a family party, and my whole family was there. And this was back when like Dr. Dre dropped the Chronic 2001.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Shit.
good era.
And he was,
Yeah.
we had the family there, family friends, my cousins and shit. And I was just standing right next to him, bro. I was just like this, like kicking it right next to him, and he was looking at me, and he was doing his thing, and he's like, "What? You want to jump on?"
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I had my own like side records that I've been collecting already,
Yeah.
because he has a whole bunch of records at the crib, but I've been collecting my own. So yeah, man, I jumped on there. My whole family was lit. They were turned up doing their thing. I think I was like 14, 13 years old. And my first record I dropped was like Next Episode.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? And I just started going from there. And yeah, man, by the end of the night, I had the whole party cracking. Like, I had my aunts, my uncles,
Damn.
everybody just turned up. And after that, my pops was like, "All right, man, you can use my shit."
Yeah.
And,
All right.
and I would just start practicing. Like, I was low key just mainly doing it at the crib. And by the time I got to high school, some of my friends started to figure out and know that I was a DJ. And I was part of student government
Oh, okay.
in high school, at Kennedy. And
That's tight.
my homies is like, "Yo, bro, we're about to have this little backyard boogie. You want to DJ?" And I was like, "I'm really not that good,
Yeah.
but sure, we'll try it." So I was like forced to doing my first like actual real gig that's not like, you know, in the closet and shit or in the garage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gassed up to just do it, bro, and did it, rocked it. About like fucking 45 minutes to an hour later, you know, the cops come and that shit got shut down. But it was the best 45 minutes I ever had, bro.
That's the best 45 minutes set,
baby. In a minute, bro. So yeah, man. So yeah, bro. After that, you know, all the word started going around high school. Like, oh, okay, this kid is over here shutting shit down. This kid Inferno, we got to start getting him to play at our parties. And like I mentioned earlier, I was in student government.
Yeah.
So I was cool with everybody, bro. I was cool with the football players, the cheerleaders, you know, the basketball players, all the jocks, and I would be DJing all the birthday parties, you know, their Sweet 16s, whatever, any kind of, you know, functions that we would be doing. Like, I was just cool with everybody doing all of this shit. And since I was in student government, I'd be playing on the quad and shit, dropping sets on there during lunchtime, you know, showing love just to do it, you know what I mean? And that's how I started building my brand, my Inferno brand.
And how did you come up with the name Inferno?
Man, it's crazy, bro. I was in class one day, and this is right before I did that first gig. Like, I was like, fuck, I need to have a DJ name. Yeah. And I was in class. I was taking photography, and I was just sketching a bunch of names, and my high school teacher was playing like a bunch of songs in the background, 70s music, and this song came out, Burn Baby Burn, Disco Inferno, and I literally had like a little sketchbook just like that one. I was just writing shit down, and I just wrote Inferno, and I told my boy next to me, I was like, hey bro, what do you think of this name, Inferno? He's like, yo, that shit sounds hot, bro, that shit sounds fire.
Yeah.
We should call you Inferno.
Damn, shout out to your homie for being cool.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't that homie that was like, that shit weak. You're like, fuck. I gotta keep
Alex, Alex, wherever you at, bro. Shout to you, dog. Good looking out, homie.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, what was that teacher playing that music? Because, hey, look,
his name, you know what? Yeah, I do owe him a lot. His name is Mr. Geyer.
Mr. Geyer.
Yeah, Mr. bro. I got to pay that dude a visit, man.
Yeah, that's a good dude.
But yeah, man. So it all started there, and that's how I started building, like, my fan base in high school and just DJing for everybody that I was going to high school with. And, you know, word started going out to other high schools, you know, that were around my high school. So I started playing at their proms in their high schools while I was going to my school.
Oh shit.
And you know, it became a really, really cool thing. So, you know, when you're 17, 16 years old going to high school and you're making, you know, $50, $60, $70 a night playing these gigs, like, you know, you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
What's up, baby? You want to go watch a movie?
Yeah, where you want to go? You want to go to the plant?
Exactly.
Yeah, that plant was popping back then.
Back then it was popping.
Exactly, bro. So it was amazing, man.
Damn.
And
did you have like I know you were talking about a little bit before, like what kind of jobs did you have around that time, like when you were DJing, or did you like leave the job shit when you started DJing?
One of my first jobs while I was at high school, I actually worked down the street from where I was going to school at. It was this design printing company. Oh, okay. And I just walked in there one day. I was like, hey man, like you need somebody over here, like, you know, I kind of know how to use Photoshop a little bit. Yeah. He's like, all right, I'll try you out. So I worked there for about like, you know, 4 or 5 months. I learned all kind of shit, man. Just grinding, learning how to like make signs and shit, designing shit for them. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's sick. Damn, that's tight.
And just one day I was like, hey, dude, you know what? This DJ thing is kind of working out for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I'm going to come to work tomorrow, bro. I'm hungover.
Oh, that's sick. Damn. And then, so when you were in high school, like, did you go to college after that or no, or how did that like shift happen?
Yeah, man. I went to college for about 3 months, maybe 4 months after I graduated high school. I hardly went to school, but I went there to pursue radio. Actually, I went there full-fledged, you know, because I've always been a fan of music. I've always been a huge fan of radio, and you know, throughout that time, like I would always listen to, you know, the radio, my favorite DJs, like literally stay up all night recording my favorite DJ sets and shit on cassettes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just studying them and just learning and shit. So I was going to college and, you know, I was just very cool with my teachers, bro. Like I would show up, either I wouldn't show up at all or I would show up really, really late. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, my teachers would be like, oh, Rob, you know, you know, you're so funny, you're so charming. Well, we're gonna pass you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I went to Valley College High School for about
Valley
4
College.
months,
Right
and
next
then
to Grant.
Yeah.
That shit is a totally different college now.
is it
Valley? Yeah, they did a lot of upgrades. That's pretty cool though.
That's tight.
in a good way?
In a good way, yeah.
Nice, very nice.
It's in
Yeah.
a good way. Yeah.
So one of my teachers, she was fucking amazing, bro. She was super cool, super supportive, and she pulled me to the side one day. She was like, "Hey, you know, if you're very serious about this radio thing, like you should go and pursue it, because I think you're gonna do great."
Damn.
And you know, I was like, "All right, cool." So that was on a Friday, and then that Sunday, you know, I was like, "I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this today."
Yeah.
So I was like trying to find this address to this radio station, my dream radio station I've always wanted to work at.
Yeah.
Finally found it. It was in Burbank, and I go there, and they were like, "Hey," I was super hyped. Showed up with like a fucking a suit and shit, wearing a tie, you know, with a CD ready to go, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Sorry, sir, we're closed today." I'm like, "Oh shit."
So, are you sure?
I'm like,
You're
"Yeah,
like I
try-
rented this suit for nothing.
yeah, bro." I was like, "Man, I gotta return this thing, man. Hopefully they'll let me keep it till at least 2:00 tomorrow."
What time you guys open tomorrow?
Damn. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, man, the following day I went back over there, you know what I mean? Same energy. I was like, "Hey, I came here yesterday, you guys are closed, but I would really love to work for the Power 106 promotional street team." And I turned it in. And yeah, man, you know, there was thousands and thousands of applicants trying to do the same thing, work for radio, be on the promotional street team, and the station is Power 106.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, out of those 1,000 people, you know, they consolidated and went from, you know, 1,000 to 100, and it finally went down to like 50, 20 people, and they brought us in and had an audition for an interview. So I auditioned, man, and out of those like 50 people, and there were like some really dope DJs. You know what I mean? Like some real skilled DJs and really dope hosts with dope personalities. And to be quite honest with you, man, like I felt like I was very shy and very timid, you know, when I was doing this. So I really like I had to get my shit together and be like, "Man, I gotta kill this. I gotta kill this. I gotta kill this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I went in there and like did my thing. And literally about 3 days later, I get a call, and they're like, "Yo, come in, bro. We're gonna interview you."
Oh shit.
And you know, a few days after that, I was like, "Man, they still haven't called me. It's been a week. I want to follow up." You know what I mean? And then finally, after like it's been like 2 weeks, whatever. After that, I get a call like, "Hey, bro, you got the job." And I remember running out of my house and shit, like, "Woo!" I was in my like boxers and shit, like screaming, "Yes, I got the job."
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was such a great feeling, man, and I'm never gonna forget that. It was amazing, and you know, being part of the Power 106 promotional street team really did teach me a lot, changed my life. I got to meet a lot of awesome people, get to know the streets, you know, get to know people, have interactions, and build relationships.
Damn, that's crazy. And how did your family react to when you got hired? Were they like super proud of you and shit like that?
You know what? So as I mentioned earlier, my father was a DJ.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really feel like, you know, this whole journey that I've been doing this for, like, I feel like he's living in me. You know what I mean? Like I'm like doing a lot of cool shit. Like he's like, "Son, you know what? I'm living my life through you."
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, they're very proud of me, bro, and it feels great, man.
But that's cool though that your dad is like he's proud of you for that. Cause some
For
pops would
real,
be like, "Damn,
100%.
that's cool."
You could be like, "Remember when you didn't let me borrow your turntables?"
Yeah.
Shit, this would have never happened, Papa.
Yeah.
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 No, that's dope. And then how many years were you doing street team until, you know, how long were you doing that for?
Man, I was grinding on the street team for about like 2 years and a half.
Yeah.
And just learning, grinding, you know, DJing clubs. I had been playing clubs since I was in high school, actually.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even had age to be in the club, but I was still rocking at them, showing up to, you know, school the next day. Like, "Oh man, I got like 2 hours of sleep last night, but I'm here still."
Yeah.
But yeah, I had been grinding, doing clubs all over the Hollywood scene, LA scene, in the Valley, like everywhere I can, just to try to go out there and, you know, spread the word, build connects, and you know, do what I love to do, which is put on some party rock and fucking sets.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Damn.
And yeah, man. And then I was during that time, that was like when West Coast music had just, started getting popping again, because for a while, it took a while for West Coast music to get popping out here for LA radio, so I was there when YG was just coming up. I was there when Ty Dolla $ign was just coming up. Mustard was just coming up.
The Tooted and Booted and
all of that, bro. So Charisma, shout out to my big sister Charisma. Her and I were both on the street team together, actually, at Power. And, we were just rocking together, doing clubs, doing mixtapes. Man, we put together, like 15 mixtapes for the station, just because out in the streets. And, we grinded. And since I was doing the clubs and, I was meeting cats like YG doing the Power 106 basketball games. Yeah. We became homies, and, he was trying to break his record, Tooted and Booted.
Wow.
And just got real cool with him. I was like, hey, bro, I play at the spot in Hollywood, bro. Like, you want to do a club? He's like, I ain't never done a club before. Oh, shit. I was like, for sure, let's do it. Damn. We'll lock it in. So he came out, and then, we rocked that party. Everybody loved him, you know what I'm saying? Like, from the jump. And then in the back of me, I remember being in the DJ booth, and I look back, and it's Mustard, a young Mustard.
Damn.
And he's just learning. He's just looking like, man, what is this? Like, what is going on? And then, yeah, man, that was the start. And it's crazy. In the beginning, Mustard would call me to ask me advice for Serato, like how to use Serato. He's like, hey, bro, what's this Serato thing about? Can you teach me, how to use Serato? And I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro. What you need help on?
Damn, that's tight.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's fucking sick to hear those stories, man. Damn, that's dope. And then as far as like the clubs, when you you said you were underage, was it just because you started getting a buzz like around the city that you were doing all these proms and stuff like that? Is like how like you kind of started getting booked at other clubs and stuff?
Yeah, man. Well, basically, like, it was definitely like all of my fans and like supporters and shit, like the people I'd be DJing for, my homies and shit, like, they would just be going around like, hey, man, this dude Inferno's tight. Like, you got to mess with him. Yeah. So that's how I got put on. I built relationships with a few different promoters here in the LA area. And then, I got to a point where I was like the resident DJ at these spots. Yeah. And was just doing them week in, week out, every single week. Yeah. And just grew from there. And during that time, I was doing clubs, doing the street team at Power 106, and I was turning in demos to Felly and E-Man, and I must have turned in about like 20 demos to Fel and E-Man, and then finally, like, Felly saw me playing at a game, and he's like, "Yo, bro, tomorrow you're on the schedule. You ready?" And I said yes.
you were like I'm gonna check my schedule.
And then I'm gonna hit you back up.
Let me check it with my assistant.
Yeah, let me see. Let me check with my writer right quick.
Yeah, bro.
Got it on Blake.
No, man, but I was so hyped, man. I was so excited to finally get on and I rocked that set. I was so nervous, but at the same time, it felt so good to finally accomplish a dream that's been a dream for a very, very long time. Yeah. And then the next following, like, I think I did like a late night set from like 12 to 2 or some shit. And the following next day, I had to go to Big Bear and DJ for Mac Miller.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. But that was just so crazy. I only got like an hour or two of sleep, but whatever. I had that adrenaline rush in me, like, oh my god, like last night I was on there. So crazy.
Did you sleep the night before when he told you that? Like that day?
You know what? I probably not. Now that I think about it, I think I was just so gassed up and just so excited to, have that opportunity to finally, do this.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Damn, bro. I mean, that feeling is like no other. How did you feel like you did? Did you feel like you're like, I did good? Or after were you like, fuck, like, I don't know. Like, were you like.
Man, I felt I gave it my best. Yeah. You know what I mean? I gave it my best. And, it was dope to get the blessing from E-Man and Fel, because I thanked them the next day. I was like, thank you guys so much, man. Yeah. Like, this is a life changer. And they're like, yo, good shit, bro.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Damn, that's dope. And then and then after that, did it just keep going? Or like you had to wait a little bit? You kind of like, or how did that go?
So basically, I got that time to do it. I got time to do that slot. And basically, we're still on air to today.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Open up big rooms.
No,
Yeah.
that's dope, man. No,
Yeah.
that's sick, man. And then, how important is, for like DJs and stuff like that, do you feel it is to build those relationships with artists, from the jump?
I think it's very, very important to build these relationships with artists, with, managers, with labels, with promoters,
Yeah.
And just to build even just like a personal relationship, not even, on some industry,
Yeah.
like, oh, you're Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're whoop-de-whoop, you're Wiz Khalifa, but just to even just be their homie and just hang out with them and just go like grab a beer or go shopping and just kind of kick it and just get to know them as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like just on some cool shit. But it's very, very important to build that artist with them and try to get personable with them and get to know them, what they're about, you know what I'm saying, what their passions are.
Yeah. And did you ever get to I forgot who it was, bro. I'm drawing a blank, but I remember you did something. It was, I don't know if it was for Coachella. I forgot what it was, but it was a big stage.
Coachella, yeah.
It was Coachella, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did that go about? Because I remember when I saw it, I was like, dude, that's fucking dope, man. That's fucking crazy.
It was one of the best feelings I ever had. I built a relationship with this group named the Airplane Boys from Canada, Toronto, Canada. And they came to our mixer meeting and, they play their music. And after I just started chopping it up with them, and then they're like, yo, come to the studio, man, let's hang out. Pulled up to the studio, just caught a vibe, our energy was just so in tune, whatever. And they were like, hey, bro, Coachella's in 2 weeks. We'd love for you to come DJ for us.
Oh, shit.
I was like, let me check my schedule. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
But I was like, all right, man. Well, shit, Coachella, man, for sure. Like, let's definitely do it, man. Like, I mess with you guys. You guys are dope. I fuck with you guys' music. Let's do it. And, we rehearsed for like 2 or like maybe like a week and a half, sweating in the studio, trying to get the set right. Like, I literally had to prepare their set for that show.
Yeah.
And there was thousands of people there, so everything had to sound right. Everything had to be right. And yeah, man, we did that. And honestly, it was like a life-changing experience for me to just be surrounded around all that culture, all that art, you know what I'm saying? And just seeing like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. No, that shit's crazy. Would you say that's probably one of the biggest stages you've ever DJed for?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah. What would be other stages you feel like you're like, damn, like I can't believe I'm here right now?
Powerhouse.
Oh,
Cali
shit,
Christmas.
Damn, man.
I also done a few festivals. I've actually had the opportunity to DJ for a few other artists also. So done some traveling with them, done some like huge radio shows, just just shows all over the U.S.
Yeah, no, and bro, I feel like you travel like crazy, dog. Like I be seeing your story, I'm like, yo, where the fuck is he at? I just saw him yesterday, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, my boy enjoying life and shit.
Like, damn, he got that jet.
I mean, isn't that what we work for?
Yeah,
That's
crazy,
That's
dog.
true.
Like, how important do you feel traveling is just for you, just as a person, like, despite just music, like, just in general, like, how do you feel that helps you?
I think it's super, super important for us, not even as DJs, but as just human beings, for us to surround ourselves with different cultures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time I'm going to all these different places, whether I'm going to the DR, to Mexico, to the Caribbean, to the Bahamas, like I'm being surrounded with all these different cultures, having conversations with them, eating with them, you know what I mean? And just really going into like their hoods, spending time with them in their studios, going to their shows and just building with them. And you learn so much, bro. Like I feel like I've grown as a human being hanging out with these people and getting to know them. Like it's very humbling for sure.
That's dope, man. And like, as a DJ perspective, like how do you like feel you prepared going to all these different places, like as far as music, you know what I mean? Like how do you feel you like, you know what, I'm gonna go to this spot, I gotta have this type of music? Like how do you feel you prepare for that type of scenario,
Well, if I'm going somewhere, let's just say, the Bahamas, I'll just do some research on their hottest records, like what's popping out there, what other radios playing for them, you know what I mean, like what's charting over there. So I'll do that, and I'll make a playlist, I'll make a crate with all these songs that are popping out there, whatever artists, And then I also get my own style, my own stuff, because
Yeah.
I'm a LA West Coast DJ.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I implement that with that style, making like a whole, you know, crazy versatile set that
Yeah.
can please everybody. Because at the end of the day, you know, I am a LA West Coast DJ. I am there as a guest, so they
Yeah.
also want to hear what
That's true. Yeah.
what we play. They want to hear the Tupacs. They want to
Yeah.
hear the Dre's. They want to hear the YGs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just mix all that shit together.
That's dope. And then do
Yeah.
you have like a favorite spot that out of all the places you fucking been, which I don't know how many places you've been at?
Like you could say that's the spot.
Yeah, like that. Like I'm like, yo, like I really had a great time at this place.
Man, I've been to so many beautiful places around the world, seen so many beautiful beaches, but one of my favorite places that I love to go to is St. Martin,
St. Martin.
Virgin Islands. Yeah.
What makes that place be like it?
The beaches, the culture, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The way they treat you, like they make you feel welcome there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you go there and it's just one of the best feelings in the world. Just to talk to them and get some insight. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you really you have to travel, like you really have to travel and see all these places, because the way people even treat each other out there, the conversations that they have, they're like real deep conversations.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? About life and how to be a man and how to handle situations.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you take all those things that you learn and you come back over here, multicultural.
Damn, that's dope. You convinced me to fucking
Bro.
use my points.
Hey, use them points,
Yeah,
bro.
because I've never traveled before, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I've just got, like, the furthest I've gone is probably, like, Vegas, San Francisco, and that's it. Like,
Nice.
I never fucking, like, but I've always wondered, like, you know, obviously I've seen you do it, so I'm like, you're the guy to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
I got
Yeah,
you, brother.
Yeah, dog.
I got
And
you.
It's crazy because, you know, I posted a picture of, like, somebody that wants to ask you a question.
Mhm.
And shout out to Nessa, Miss Nessa.
Yeah.
What up, girl?
She's like,
Sis?
she said you traveled to many different places because of music. Where's somewhere that you haven't been that you would like to go to?
Cuba.
Cuba.
Egypt.
Ooh.
Where else would I love to go to?
You been to Tokyo?
Never. Actually,
I heard Tokyo's like
that's
an awesome fucking
That's
place.
definitely in the list for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Tokyo. I haven't been to Tokyo yet. I haven't been to Japan, to China. I would love to go all there for
Damn,
sure.
That's fucking dope. And then
Yeah.
she also said, she was like, what is something not related to music that you can do, something people don't know about, whether it be a skill or a talent or a hobby?
Man, that's the thing. I have a whole bunch of hobbies, bro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of graphics that I put out, I design myself.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time, you know. I love going to art shows.
Yeah.
I always go to museums just to get inspiration, and all that inspiration, I actually apply it to, you know, my art and music and my DJ career. I also love fashion, like a lot of shit that I wear. And shit.
Yeah.
I'm making this shit at the crib.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I was gonna
cutting
ask you that
shit
because
up.
I'm like, bro, I feel like you've always got like a cool fashion trend going on. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you, Pete.
Do you feel like you've always been like that since you were like a young dude, just always?
You know
trying to look
what?
fly?
I've always try to be different, bro. Like
Yeah.
I've always been really weird.
Yeah.
You know, by the way
Raw
I
weird, you
dress,
know?
you know what I mean? And I didn't really care what people thought, you know,
Yeah.
whether it was a funny ass haircut or the way I dressed and shit, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I did it because that was me, you know,
Yeah.
and I feel like people need to do more of that as opposed to like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to keep up with the latest trend or trying to be like this or trying to be like that. Like, you got to be you, man. You got to express yourself the way you want to. You want to be the way people want to see you, the way you dress, the way you talk. Like, you got to be unique.
Yeah. No, I
Mhm.
like that, man. And, you know, obviously it sounds like you've had, you know, a fun, fucking great journey. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
in the midst of all that, you know, I'm sure there was some downs, you know, and shit
For
like
sure.
that. Do you feel like at any point, you know, you ever were like, you know what, like this DJ shit ain't for me, or just like it just ain't going the way I kind of expected it to be? I might throw in that towel. You feel like you ever had that like thought in your head by any chance?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, I feel all of us, no matter what you do, whether you're an artist, a musician, a DJ, like, you know, we all sometimes have those struggles, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we just got to keep going, bro. We got to keep on working at it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not every day is a sunny day.
Yeah.
You know, there's those rainy days, you know what I'm saying? Like, mentally, emotionally, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And sometimes, you know, you're checked out. But that's why you also got to take time for yourself.
Yeah.
Take time for yourself to, you know, get your mind together, to get your thoughts right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys I know, like, can do this and, you know, can DJ every single weekend and, you know, do that shit. But, dude, I don't mind taking 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
2-3 weeks off. Like, I don't mind doing that and, like, doing research, learning, you know what I'm saying? Learning how I can apply other things, you know? And then when I come back, man, I got the craziest creative sets ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so inspired. Yeah. You know?
No, that's dope. And then what's your mindset going into like a club gig? You know what I'm saying? Like what do you do? Like, do you just the day of you just kind of download some music? Like what's the preparation for a gig for you? Or do you feel like you just kind of go in there and then just be Inferno and shit?
I do that too.
Yeah. You're like, fuck it. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I really see where I'm at, where I'm going. Yeah. You know, depends or what kind of gig I'm gonna do, and I kind of do some research and I kind of see what kind of DJ's been playing there. Yeah. And you know who they've been having, and you know, I have these pre-created sets that I've you know, I'm still creating them, you know, every single week, and I just throwing records in there, and you know, I'll just go into those crates depending how that crowd is. But really, you go into a club and you look around the room like, okay, I see these kind of people there. I see those kind of people. I see them over there rocking. Okay, how can I get the craziest set and make everybody happy? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I kind of prepare these sets. And, you know, sometimes I have my own, like, routines that I like to do. Yeah. Like, you know, that special transition, you know, little edits that I put together myself, and that's what makes me me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you ever, now that you say edits, you ever feel like you ever wanted to hit like the producing or anything like that? Like
it's already happening. Yeah.
Oh shit, my boy ready. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
No, that's dope. What are you using right now? Using Ableton and stuff like that?
Ableton, yeah.
Damn, that's
Ableton,
dope. No, that's sick, man. No, I'm happy, man. And like, how do you feel? You know, like obviously, you know, you're an honored DJ. Like, how do you feel? You know, upcoming DJs when they look up to you, like, how does that make you feel? Like, just the fact that they're like, yo, Inferno, like, we fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel just as a person that you go through that? You know?
If it's a really, really crazy feeling, bro, because, you know, ever since this has happened, you know, I just been on the go, and I just been continue going, where I don't realize what's really going on sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to, like, see, like, oh, okay, you know, this is who I am. You know what I mean? I want to continue just living. So I haven't really taken the time to, like, you know, just stop and, like, see what's really going on. Like, I'm just going with it. But you know what? Like, I always show love to everybody. Yeah, like, you know, you know, like any youngsters or upcoming DJs that come up to me, you know, I'm so grateful, and I'm like, here, bro, take my contact down. You have any questions, like, hit me up, bro. Yeah. I'll be your big brother, bro, and I'll put you on game.
Yeah, no, you always been like that. That's real shit. No, it's real shit. And like,
holla at me.
No, yeah, it's real shit. And like, what do you feel is like the next step for you? Because I feel like you've hit a lot of milestones, bro. You know what I'm saying? You've hit a lot of milestones.
Man.
That, like,
it's been a journey.
You know, I'm sure a lot of DJs, you know, just looking and like, damn, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do you feel is like the next thing that's gonna give you that next fire? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want to do next?
Definitely, bro. I was just talking to my boy Nick Ferrer, and he asked me the same question. Shout out to Nick Ferrer, my dog. You heard? And my answer to him was the world, bro. Like, the world is next. You know what I'm saying? Like, my passion is in the music. My passion is for the culture. Yeah. So we're gonna continue going hard. You know, spending time with DJs, spending time with producers, spending time with artists, and see how we can help them. You know, blow up and get to where they want to get to.
My boy Inferno knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Is it warm in here?
And Roger got some cool questions he wants to ask you, man.
Let's do it.
That's right.
Like he
ready? Not like that. All right. It's a little game called Would You Rather with Roy.
Hell yeah.
You feel me? So first question, would you rather have maximum results on every test you take, or get your dream car for free?
The first option.
The first option. Okay.
Because if you're taking W's on every test you take, bro, you can get that whip.
Yeah. See, I like the way you think. Okay.
It's different. We need to travel. We're not thinking like that, bro.
Put me
You
in
know
the
what I'm
luggage,
saying?
fam.
Yeah, we're
That's
fucking up. We're
Hey,
fucking
quick
up, bro.
question.
That's something I learned in the 818, bro.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
So when you take your luggage, how they charge you for the luggage?
Well, usually it's like, $30, $50 to to check your bag in.
But how much does it weigh? Like the extra one?
Well, check it, bro. I actually just pull up there with my luggage. I have my backpack and I have a carry-on, so I don't even pay for anything anymore, bro. I just roll up in there.
Dang. How big is your carry-on?
It's about this big.
How wide? How wide though?
How wide? Maybe about like 15 inches. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I pack
nice.
light, bro.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm a heavy packer. Next question. Would you rather be half your height or be double your weight?
Oh shit.
I would rather be double the weight.
Double the weight. Okay.
Because I would work that shit out as much as I can.
That's true.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Would you rather go without TV for the rest of your life or go without junk food for the rest of your life?
Go with that what?
Junk food.
Junk food.
Damn.
No. TV, bro. I need my junk food in my life. Bro.
I need that.
We all need a double cheeseburger. You
Pass
feel
me
me?
one of these real quick, family.
Next question. Would you rather have a horrible job but be able to retire comfortably in 10 years or have your dream job but you have to work it till you die? Shit, that's pretty easy for me.
Man, if I'm passionate about this job, it's not even a job, man.
Right.
It's just this is what I do.
So your dream job, right?
I'm gonna keep that dream
That's
job,
what I'm
bro,
saying.
and we're gonna
That's
do
right.
this forever.
That's
No, I'm
what
talking about.
You see?
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Next question. Would you rather be an unknown superhero or be a famous villain?
Yeah, that's a tough
You know what? I'd rather be an unknown superhero, bro. I feel like when we do things, they don't need to be known. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna help somebody, you're gonna change the world. You shouldn't have the mindset like I want people to know me because I'm doing that. Like,
okay.
I'd be a superhero with a mask over my head. You know what I'm saying? And nobody will never know who I am.
Like fucking Inferno, man. You gotta figure it out, man.
Would you rather
Working on it. Working on it, brother.
Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal driver?
Personal driver, bro. I cook my own meals.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to cook, dog.
It's
barely
fun.
Learning. I'm barely learning, dog.
It's actually quite therapeutic.
Yeah.
I love cooking.
Yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah,
what I'm
bro.
talking
You got to
about.
pull up to the crib. I'm making some
Yeah,
steaks.
please, bro, because
Yeah.
I don't know how to do shit.
For sure.
All I use is the air fryer and the George Foreman grill. That's all I know how to use, dog. I got work, and I got a kid, dog. I got work to do, bro.
Oh man, bring your kid, bro. We'll hook
please.
him up with a steak, bro.
I'm like, oh, you could make a steak?
Come through to Uncle Inferno's crib, man. I got y'all, bro. Come through.
That's right.
Would you rather own an Xbox One or a PS4?
I'm not too much of a gamer, bro. To be honest with you, I don't really spend too much time playing games.
All right, PC.
Because you don't play games.
Oh, shit.
Man, I'm spending time with music. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
Inferno got time
The only
for
game
games.
I play is like behind the turntables. You feel
See?
me?
See?
Shit.
That I mean, it's not so much of a game, but I treat it like that.
Yeah,
like,
you
we're
have
going
fun
in there.
playing it.
We figure it out. We make it fun.
Man, you see?
Okay. Would you rather own $10 a day for 5 years or get $1 million like this?
Would you say $10 a day?
Yeah, for 5 years though, or get $1 million
Yo,
like
do the
this.
math, Kev. Kev, do the math. Let me see. Kev looked at his phone.
I would take that meal. I would take that meal
Yeah, $10 a day.
and make that meal last me longer than 5 years.
See? That's true.
Hey, that's
man.
pretty good because if you take that, the first option, you would have made like $18K, $250.
That's
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You see? Ooh, I told you.
Damn, that's it?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. What the fuck?
So, Bill, hey,
I'll take that
shit
milli,
right
bro.
I'm taking $1 million.
We'll do some things with that mill.
Yeah,
Feel me?
real quick.
Turn it into 520.
Oh shit, damn, bro. That was your last question.
Employ the homies real quick.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Before we get out of here, man, I'm always wondering, man, like, so if you were not a DJ, bro, like if right now they were just like, yo, you know what, Inferno, we gonna take away your turntables. That's it. No more DJing.
Yeah.
What do you think you'll be doing, bro? If you were not a DJ, nothing with music. Let's just say nothing with music.
Man, that's crazy. But I mean, if I wasn't a DJ, I would probably be like a firefighter, because I was actually going to become a firefighter before.
Really?
I was gonna
Nice.
before I started DJing, I was like, man, what do I want to do?
Was that in the Kennedy Academy? Did they
Exactly.
have yeah, they did, because Monroe had one too, and I would always
Yeah.
see those motherfuckers running around. I'm like, man, what are they doing?
Oh
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah.
did you do it for a little bit or not? Like,
You know what? It was a thought. And I like during that time, I was like, all right, what should I invest my money in? Turntables, or should I go to school for this? So obviously, you know, we chose this way.
no, no, that's awesome, man. No, hey, Inferno, man, you my guy, dog. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. Just seeing just where you've been at, and it's like it's crazy, bro. I was thinking, I was like, dude, I remember being at Panorama High School. Shout out to all the Pythons out there. I remember that you came to my school. And it was like you came and you were just a solid dude, man. And it was cool to see somebody from the 818, because like I said, not a lot of people know about the 818 like that.
Yeah.
So it's good to see somebody just doing it. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, that's why I came over here, bro. When you hit me, I was like, you know what? I got to do this, man, for the 818. You know what I'm saying? We both over here, you know what I'm saying, living our dreams.
I love it, bro.
So it's up to us to inspire the next guys that are coming out of the 818. You know what I'm saying? We got to give them some gems, feed them some gems.
Bro, you fed gems the whole fucking time, bro.
A few, bro. I mostly ate snacks the whole time.
The whole podcast is gonna be like,
You know what, bro? Now or later is gonna have to break us off with a check.
yeah, for real. Damn, dog. I appreciate you, dog. For
Thank
real,
you, B.
man. Inferno,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Thank you, dog. We out of here, man.
Love, baby.